You already know we got a Q&A video where I took questions from my Twitter that were submitted and I'm going to answer them. Now this is my third time doing this, so if I skipped specific questions or I didn't get to your question, I might have answered it already, and I might actually answer questions again just because they're asked quite frequently. So first from Oki, if you were forced to live in any video game world, what would you choose? I'm going to live in World of Warcraft because there's a lot to do. There's a lot of different places. They have some really cool mounts, really cool cosmetics, a lot of raids, a lot of transmog runs, and etc. From Mr. Exclusive, the Equalizer, if you weren't doing YouTube, what would you like to be doing as a career? So I've answered this before in the past. I would like to be an equipment manager for the Dallas Cowboys, or I would probably be some type of federal agent like with Border Patrol, or maybe even possibly a shooting instructor, because the more I'm getting back into shooting, the more I'm realizing that I could probably be a pretty decent teacher to people. So that's a pretty interesting one. What motivates you to do YouTube? From It's Lukey Sir. You stink, you stink, you stink. What motivates me to do YouTube? I think first and foremost, I'm my own boss, and that's awesome. I make my own hours. For the most part, I make my own hours. Like, obviously, there's certain times of the day when I have to record, like I have to do like before you buy stuff, I have to be there ready for the shop. Number two, it pays my bills. Number three, I like entertaining people and possibly helping people with whether it's Uncle PIZO content when I'm cooking, or if I'm doing like I said, like a before you buy, where like I'm spending my money so you guys don't make the mistake. So I can't find this chest. So yeah, that's I would say the top three reasons for staying motivated on YouTube. I'm my own boss. It pays my bills. And I like helping people and entertaining people. This is from Rickma Gaming. Your favorite gun you've shot at the range? My favorite gun, I'm gonna have to go back to my military days in the Army. My favorite gun to shoot at the range was the M240 Bravo. We just call it the 240. It's an automatic belt-fed weapon that shoots 7.62 rounds. And when that baby's rocking, don't come a knocking, because that thing's fucking really fun to shoot, man. I'll say the 240 Bravo for sure. Next question. How did I get into Fortnite? I watched... This is from Hades, by the way. How did I get into Fortnite? From watching Summit 1G stream it, and then I tried it out, and I was hooked. What year did I join the military? 2010. And how did you feel about hitting 1,000K? It was honestly like a breath of fresh air. Like, holy shit, we finally made it type of deal, you know? But we're not stopping there by any means. Obviously, we almost have 360,000 now, but it's it felt good, man. I'm not gonna lie, it felt good, because that's like the first milestone where you actually get like a reward from YouTube. So I got my YouTube plaque right here. It's kind of hard to see with like the low light, but I got my YouTube plaque right there for 100K. And the next one to possibly get, I think we'll get it over time, is 1 mil. So that's cool. This is from Big John. Do you often gift Fortnite items to your relatives and friends? All the time, actually. Yes, I do. This is from Patrick Star. What drove you to do your first before you buy, the Funk Ops one? Okay, the first before you buy happened because I was dabbling in Fortnite content, whether it be like trying to do like funny videos. We built Trump's wall. Like, I did a bunch of dumb stuff in Fortnite before I tried out a first before you buy. And it actually happened because a really good friend of mine that I've known since high school. Now I'm 31, so that's kind of a long time when you're my age. Literally half of my life I've known this guy. His name is Fabian, and he watches a lot of like sneaker videos where they do like sneakerhead, like sneaker reviews, restoring old shoes, like stuff like that. He's got a really big shoe collection, and he's like, dude, like Fortnite has things you can buy, right? And I'm like, yeah, you know, they have an item shop. He's like, why don't you do a before you buy for like Fortnite items? Like, there wasn't really anybody doing that at the time, to my knowledge. So I decided, you know, what the hell, let's buy Funk Ops. Let's do like a short review, some gameplay on him. There was no backlinks back then, so it wasn't like a super intensive review to actually complete. So I did my first Funk Ops before you buy. I don't even know if I called it before you buy. I think I just put Funk Ops on the thumbnail with him in the item shop. And I got the most views I've ever gotten overnight with one video with like 3,000. And back then that was like hitting the lottery. 3,000 when I had like, I think I had like 500 subscribers back then when I did my first Before You Buy, and I got 3,000 views overnight. I was like, that almost felt better than getting 100,000 subscribers. It was like getting 3,000 views overnight and just consistently refreshing my YouTube page every 10 minutes, and I had more views and I had more subs, and I'm like, oh my god, we found it. We now have something I can try to keep doing. And then I did the Raptor Before You Buy, and that one got more views, so I just kept doing that, and that's literally how I got to where I am now. So that was from Upfall. And then the same question is from Kyle MC08. So thank you guys for submitting. They're the same questions. How much money do you think I've spent on Fortnite? At this point, over 6,000 easily. Who inspired you to become a YouTuber? It was actually Matthew Nadeshot. Nadeshot, the owner of 100 Thieves. Not gonna lie. You could have one superpower. What would it be? I guess this answer kind of depends on my mood. What would I want to do at this given moment? At this given moment in my life, what would I want to do for a superpower? I guess like a healing superpower. Like, get rid of like as much like terrible, you know, diseases or medical conditions that people have. Just be able to like heal everybody. That's a pretty good one, right? I want to heal everybody from cancer and all this shitty stuff that we have in the world. Dr. Django, do you think your channel would be as successful if you didn't do Before You Buys? No, I don't. Honestly, I don't think I would still stay afloat, but the main... So think about it this way. In YouTube, I tell this to everybody. I'm going to sit in this for a second. Like, in the YouTube world, unless you're like already known and have like a big social media following, you have to create content people are searching for at that given time. For example, when there's something new in the item shop, there's going to be a lot of people searching for that new item in Fortnite. So you can create content people are searching for, and then you can mold your way into content people aren't necessarily looking for, but they will see because they're subscribed to you because of the content they found when they were searching for it. So create content people are searching for. That's my biggest advice for anyone in YouTube right now. But don't copy people. Don't copy people. It's cool to be inspired, but don't deliberately just copy someone because it's working for them and you want to do it as well because you think you can do it better. Or like for me, I like to stay in my lane. I don't do item shop videos. I don't do challenge videos because like there's people in the Fortnite community that I respect, and I'm not going to deliberately do the same thing that they're doing. So that's my biggest advice. How do I like my beef? This is from Mr. Game & Watch. How do I like my beef? I'm like a medium rare guy, honestly. Medium rare. I used to be a well done guy, and then I realized I didn't like eating a piece of rubber. So if I'm like a burger, if it's got a little bit of pink in there, I'm fine. I don't want it literally dripping at me, you know? But I do like to have some juice in there. A little bit of blood is fine. This is from Daniel. Okay. I skipped a question. This is from PexP. How long have you been barbecuing for? I mean, I've been, like, I'm still an amateur, but I mean, like, I've been, like, super amateur. So it's been a couple months that I've really been digging into, like, cooking my chicken perfectly or getting a really good brisket for, like, a 10 to 12 hour cook, or cooking ribs, smoking ribs. So it's been a couple months, and honestly, like, the more you try, the better you're gonna get, because you learn, and you learn from your mistakes over time. So yeah, you might fuck up some meat here and there. You might fuck up some meat. You might mess up some meat here and there, but it's fine. Would I get mad if Renegade Raider came back? I really wouldn't, guys. There was a time where I really cared about rarity and like what I had and other people didn't have, but I could care less now. Like, I'm healthy. I'm doing really well for myself. If anything, it would just make me more money because I do Before You Buy on it. So I really don't care at this point. If Renegade Raider came back, I really don't even wear it unless someone's trying to like flex, and obviously I'll pull it out. But that's what I told her. No, I wouldn't be bad at it at all. What is my favorite season? Season 4. This is from Big Brain. I got shot in the back. Big Brain Samazals. I don't know. I don't know how to read, guys. What is your favorite season? Season 4, and it's nothing specifically with what was in the season or the battle pass. That was just a really fun time because of the people I was playing with. So season 4 was probably my favorite because that's when I had probably the most fun, just because of the crowd and people I was playing with. Okay, I answered when I joined the military, 2010. This is from Fresh Phillip. He says, when did you join the military? 2010. I've been thinking about it for a career path, and I just want to know how and when you got started. Well, I was 21 when I actually graduated from basic training. So, like, I joined when I was 21, and I think it was perfect timing because I have got, like, I had those 3 years to kind of get out, like, just like that teenager. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I did all my dumb stuff when I was, you know, within those 3 years, and then once I was 21, I was super like committed to being responsible. I have no mats and just doing better, you know. Like, I wasn't a shitbag. I held a job full time for those 3 years. I know how to be on time. I know like how to follow directions and stuff like that. Don't be afraid to do it. I know some people that want to, oh my goodness, want to join the military, but they have this mentality that, oh, I couldn't stand someone yelling at me in my face. I'm like, actually you could, because you're stuck there and you can't just quit. So when I had people, whether it was higher superiors yelling at me, telling me to do things, I just did it. Like, I know how to play the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, any job has a game you have to play. Like, you just have to go with it. You're gonna have to do stuff you don't want to do sometimes, and you just have to suck it up. Don't be a little bitch about it and just do it. Like, that's my best advice. The military is not something you can just quit doing. You have to fully stay committed for however long your contract is. And my other big advice is always get the smallest contract available for the military. I don't care if they're giving you a fat bonus for a 6-year contract. I did 3 years in the Army. Now, I didn't hate it, but after my first 2 years, after I got back from Afghanistan, I was like, dude, I think I'm done with all this crap. Like, room inspections, uniform inspections, being a leader, getting in trouble because my soldiers were shitbags and didn't follow the rules. Like, it's literally like taking care of grown men when you become a leader in the military, and it's not fun, man. Because I get it, you know, it's like being a supervisor. Like, you get in trouble for your employees, and it doesn't matter how squared away I am. Like, I have my shit together, but if their shit isn't together, I get in trouble for it. Then I have to discipline a grown man on why his room should be clean. Like, I didn't like doing that stuff, so I got out. But I don't regret it at all. How old is Champ? From Fish. Champ is 3 years old. What do you like better, simple Fortnite skins or crazy looking skins? Honestly, I like the simple ones. I don't like a lot of bulk or distraction. Not that I'm a good player and it really matters anyways, but I like the simpler ones. What's your favorite kind of pizza? It kind of depends on my mood, man. That's a fair answer. Sometimes I want like a supreme. I want like all the veggies. I want just like a meat lover, or I just want pepperoni. Maybe I want pepperoni and jalapenos. Maybe I want pepperoni and black olives. It just kind of depends. Lol, I'm Arlene. I don't know how to read. Why did I join the Army? So I've answered this in the past, but I'll answer it again because it's kind of like a important question that people might have on their mind. First and foremost, I come from a military background. My dad and my grandpa were both in the Air Force, and like it's a really decent living. You know what I mean? Like, they take care of you, blah blah blah. Like, it's nice, like free medical, free health insurance, all that stuff. Like, it's a good gig on paper. It's just, can you put up with that shit for 20 years? You know what I mean? Like, all the red tape. Excuse me, you know what I mean? Like, all the stuff that comes with being in the military, can you sit through that for 20 years? I could not. But I joined the Army specifically because no one in my family had been in the Army, and I wanted to do something different. and I wanted to challenge myself. And I still like to think I'm an adrenaline junkie. So I said I want to go be in the infantry in the Army, because for one, the Army gives you the job you sign up for is the job you get. In the Air Force, I actually tried to join the Air Force too originally, and I didn't get the job. I wanted to be a firefighter in the Air Force. Like I said, adrenaline junkie. I wanted to go fight fires and stuff. And they basically said, yeah, okay, yeah, cool. Okay, you want to be a firefighter? Cool. Like 2 months went by and nothing had happened. They were offering me jobs I didn't want. Like, the Air Force cannot guarantee the job you want to sign up for. Now, I don't know if things have changed, but when I joined the Army back in 2010, they're like, this is your ASVAB score. These are all the jobs that you can do. The only issue is when you'll be able to ship out for said job in terms of like basic training. So I did all of my entry stuff for the Air Force, my ASVAB, all of this stuff, and then I just got tired of getting dicked around and not getting the job I initially wanted to sign up for. I wanted to be a firefighter. Like, that was it. That's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be an airplane mechanic and all this like bullshit stuff they were offering me. So I went to my Air Force recruiter. I was like, hey bro, I need all my paperwork. I'm gonna go join the Army. And he was like shocked. I was like, yeah man, I'm gonna go join the Army. So when I went to the Army and told them my situation and handed them my packet, they were like blown away. Like, you want to be an infantryman with these ASVAB scores? Like, my ASVAB scores were pretty good. Like, I didn't have to go be, you know, a grunt or what people call as bullet catchers. I didn't have to go do that because you don't need a very high ASVAB score to be an infantryman in the Army anyways. So we get made fun of a lot, like, oh, you guys are stupid, you don't need high ASVAB scores to be in the infantry, because we're super proud to, like, anybody you ask that was like combat arms is super proud, because nobody wants to do that job. Who wants to sign up to go possibly get shot at? You know what I mean? Like, that's my job. I went out and I looked for terrorists in Afghanistan. I was there to stop the violence. Obviously, it didn't happen. It's just still going on. But I was there to give the locals a better quality of life, you know? And we did our best. Did it work? No, it's not. Like, we're not going to stop that from happening. It's just the reality. But the thing with my job was, if I mess up in my job, either someone that I'm with who's relying on me will get hurt, or I'm going to get hurt. Someone might lose their life for me fucking up. Like, if I don't know what I'm supposed to do, I don't know how to heal a bullet wound, I don't know how to stop the bleeding on someone's... Like, if I don't know how to do my job, I or someone else will die. So when people make fun of combat arms jobs like the infantry, my response is, first of all, you're welcome, because I know you don't want to do this job. And second, if you mess up in your job in the kitchen, okay, maybe you cut your finger, boo-hoo, when you're cooking carrots, not a big deal. If I mess up on the battlefield, my friend dies next to me, you know what I mean? Because I moved when I wasn't supposed to, or vice, you know what I mean? Like, so just because it doesn't take a high ASVAB score to be in the infantry, it doesn't mean our job doesn't have really high, like, risk to it. Like, we are out there with sometimes little to no support, like, doing our job. So I don't like it when people talk down combat arms jobs, because in our line of work, if you mess up, you die. So that's how I look at it. Thankfully, I never messed up enough to hurt anybody, or myself, my teammates. So that was a very long answer. Well, I'm almost done with some questions here, guys. I do appreciate it. There was like 156 replies on my tweet here. So with that being said, liking the video is always appreciated. I know this was a long video. If anything, you could just listen to it. You really don't have to watch. Maybe you guys find out some more about me. I'm glad you guys care so much to ask me these questions. So with that being said, I haven't been live streaming lately, as it's only, like, it's a decent temperature right now where I live, but I'm upgrading to, like, central air, refrigerated air in my house. So, like, literally around the times when I do before you buys, my electronics get really hot, as my house is like 90 degrees inside. So I haven't been live streaming a ton until I can make sure that my electronics are not going to blow up next to me. So I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next on the live stream, maybe in a week from now. See ya!